I mean, we just don't see it. And then other times we watch the tape and he's got no offers, but we're like, wow, what are we missing? And but we're very convicted in how we go about it. And if we can stay true to that, I think we can continue to have good success.
What's the status of JJ McCullough?
Well, he's doing everything that has been asked of him to do at this point, and I'm pleased with that. We're going to take a break tomorrow. We're going to reconvene next Wednesday as a staff, big staff meeting, and we're going to discuss him. But right now he's in school and doing what he needs to do, and I'm proud of that.
For spring?
Yeah, I hope to. Sure do.
I know you're trying to recruit the best players here all the time and win the national championship, but the last couple of years you've had a team in your division that's been basically the best in the country. Does that clarify for you guys at all just what you have to do to get to that level in recruiting?
I mean, I measure things differently. I mean, we went down and played them this year. They won the game on the scoreboard, but I don't think that necessarily means they had the best players. I just think they were the best that day, and that's great for them at that point. But I also watch the tape, and I know where we are as a program, and we certainly have all the respect in the world for every team in this conference. But Florida State has been that team that's gotten to the top and got back there this year. And for us, that's our goal. But we're not chasing Florida State. That's really not our focus. We're trying to be the best Clemson that we can be and do it our way. And so that's all we're focused on, is just building this brand that we have with DePaul, graduating our players, equipping them with tools for life, making sure these guys have a great college experience, and building champions, building men through that process. That's all our focus is. And if we continue to be about the right things, then we'll get where we need to be. And it's going to be a lot of fun when we do.
With the way the recruiting process is sped up, you could have 7 commitments for 2016 after tonight. What do the numbers look like for the 2016?
Well, I think you got to start with, first of all, pretty obvious. We don't have a lot of seniors. It won't be near as big a class. I mean, we signed 26 today because we had the biggest senior class I've had. So we went out and put that work in and met all the needs. Next year will be very different. Going to be an elite class. But from a numbers standpoint, we won't sign, 25, 26 guys. I mean, we only have 11 seniors. So, you always have to project a little bit. It's hard to say 11 right now today because sometimes guys transfer. Sometimes guys graduate early. Sometimes guys go pro early. Sometimes guys get hurt. It's just a fluent situation where you never really know. But, I would say you could probably say somewhere in that 12 to 16 range right now. It's probably, because you just don't know until you go through the process. But we have a system in place. We have a set number right now where we are, and then we adjust as we go through the year accordingly. We had a couple of situations this year where just wasn't the right fit for a guy for whatever reason, and they moved on. We had a couple of guys get hurt that you never know when those type of things are going to happen. We had a junior leave early this year that we didn't expect. So you never know. But so that number, all those things affect whatever your number is. But all I do know is it won't be a big class, and but it'll be an elite class. And like I said, we're already off to a good start, and we'll put it together piece by piece, just like we did this class.
Coach, getting a guy like Mark Fields obviously is really sweet, but does it make it sweeter when you steal him away from Carolina?
No, that doesn't have anything to do with it. It just makes it sweet because the guy chose to come to Clemson. And, Mark Fields is fortunate that he had a chance to come to Clemson. And we're fortunate to have a guy like Mark Fields. We had one guy decommit, the Briscoe kid who was a great player and committed early, but, he wanted to go through the recruiting process. That's great. That's not a problem. But we can't stay committed to him, and so we continue to recruit him. He wanted to go somewhere else, but it opened up a spot where we were able to recruit Mark. And actually, Mark reached out and said, you know what, I'd like to take another look at Clemson. And so we're really excited about him. He was the fastest guy out there at that Nike opening, and those of you who follow recruiting, you know what kind of guys are out there. And this guy is a special talent. He kind of handles himself like a pro already. I mean, as far as just his mentality, very focused young player, technically sound and very driven to be great. So I'm excited about Mark, adding him, and glad that it worked out, that way. But as far as, where they were thinking about going, all that stuff, that has nothing to do with us.
How concerned were you with Kane and McLeod taking some late visits this past week?
Yeah, well, McLeod never took a visit, just so for the record. He didn't take a visit. But we had no concern. I mean, I say no concern. Obviously, there's always a little concern when somebody goes on another campus. But those guys were straight up and forthright, and all I can tell you is we signed 26 guys today that are fired up to be Clemson Tigers and have been all in for a long time.
Anybody got anything else?